Hello and welcome to the Hoof Christmas special, where two of us are turned up with Christmas jumpers, and Lewis has got Christmas lights behind him, and Charlie is letting the side down completely. So we're going to go to you first, Charlie. Why are you not feeling festive?
I think that because my room is already painted red, it's Christmassy enough. Is that a good enough?
Did you pay a red this December? Did you?
Uh, I redecorated it red when it was originally red. So does that count? No, I haven't. Lads, I've not put any effort into this like Christmassy feeling,
As
festive
long,
period.
as
I'm
long
so
as you put
sorry.
effort into the podcast,
Yeah,
the
true.
main thing. That's the main thing. Audio listeners won't be let down by you. Lewis, talk to us about your Christmas lights, mate. What's happening?
Yeah, to be fair, I actually had a debate with my mum about where to do this podcast today in terms of obviously I'm not in the flat with you, Ben, and she wanted me to be right in front of our massive Christmas tree. And I said, I don't think the flashing lights and the massive Christmas tree
Hmm.
were really, and I didn't really have anywhere to sit. So in the end, we've got some festive lights behind me. That's what I went for in the end.
I think it's a good call. You found a good middle ground there.
Yeah.
It's pretty festive. Josh, you've got a Christmas jumper on, well, a Christmas t-shirt. I believe it's got
Yeah,
Mr. Neil Warnock on it.
yeah. I found it on TikTok, and it says, "By all means, enjoy Christmas, but enjoy it by being fucking disciplined." I bought it, and then about an hour later, I went, "When am I ever going to wear this?" Can't exactly wear it on public, can I? So the
Hmm.
Hoofit podcast will have to do.
It'll,
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, the wrong person, but
yeah. I think yeah, for you, Dick.
it's close enough. Well, here we are, donned in our festivities, apart from Shirley, and it's time to do the Who Fit 2025 awards. We're trying to start a tradition here, so
Woo!
uh, it's great. So Lewis has come up with a lovely category of awards, so I'm going to run you through them quickly, and then we'll get started. So the first one is going to be Flop of the Year, which is just the biggest disappointment. Pretty self-explanatory. Then it's the Agenda Award, which is someone who people defend no matter what. So they could shoot a puppy, someone's still going to like him. Um, Next one is the best signing. Again, very self-explanatory. Don't really need to dig into that one. Then we're going into the Chaos Award, which is a player who just causes panic whenever they touch the ball. And the final award for today, the fifth and final award, is the Shithousery Award, which is obviously the most memorable slash biggest moment where someone kind of bent the rules or lost their head or was just a bit of a dick. Um, it's a great selection of awards, so I think let's go into it. We'll start with the flop of the year, and we'll start with Josh Lucas.
Lewis, you're going to love this one. I've gone
Yeah.
with Garnacho. Uh,
Okay. Tosh.
I think because of like not under Amorim, but like when he was at United, he offered so much, um, and was one of the brightest sparks. I don't know if it's a system thing or if he's struggling adjusting to life in London, but he's just not a bright spark anymore. If you know what I mean, it's kind of like he's just another player at Chelsea.
Have you watched Chelsea this season?
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Did you not see him smash past that Wolves defender?
Yeah, it's Wolves.
Yeah,
High speed.
he's done well against Wolves and Cardiff, so I'll give
Yeah,
him
yeah, exactly.
Which I'm not being funny. If we can do that, then it's not that hard.
that. Mm.
But I
No,
think
sorry, just I think say the flop of the season. He's been bad. Like he's not been amazing, but he's shown little glimpses, and I don't think he's probably the worst. But obviously, you can explain some more.
I don't like it's one of them. Everyone's going to go for Liverpool players because how many people have brought in. But I feel like it's kind of gone under the radar of like 50 million you paid for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at first he weren't really playing, and when now he is playing, he's not offering as much as he probably should be for a £50 million player.
Mm.
So
The only thing that makes me not think it's a flop is because this is kind of what I expected.
Yeah.
I never massively rated him that much. He's all right. He's a decent Premier League winger, and that's about it. And you just overpaid for him. That's kind of how I felt towards it. So I don't know if I'd count it as a massive flop. Definitely not the flop of the year.
I do because I thought he looked quite good
Well,
at
clearly you
United.
do, mate. You've said it.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
because of how good he looked at United, and then he's gone to Chelsea and just not done as well. He probably can do, to be honest.
Hmm. Well, he looked good in patches at United, which is how he's looked at Chelsea.
Yeah, I think he's been okay, which that's why I hate him, but I'd still say not the flop of the season, but it's a fair enough take.
Well, that's the first nominee. We'll go over to Charlie next.
Right. I don't know if this is any better. I went with Jean-Claire Todibo
Okay.
for West Ham because I mean in the previous year he was solid for Nice. I mean, I don't know if whether people could say he was probably in that season one of the best centre halves in League One, but since he's joined West Ham, I don't think he's been well that great at all. I think he's definitely struggled since he's been at West Ham. I think he could be like a possible reason why they've conceded so many goals from the 6 months from last season and currently how they're doing this season. They've again been conceding plenty of goals, which sometimes you can blame around the keeper, but I think defensively they've not been solid. And I think people would have maybe expected Tadibo to do a bit better, even after his first 6 months with West Ham before signing with them. And yeah, I think for a player that seemed that he had a lot of promise, joining West Ham after doing so well consistently with Nice, he's just not really been that great, and so I think he's been a massive flop.
Fair. He has been quite shit. I don't know what either of you two think towards that.
Yeah,
I
I don't think he's been great overall. Again, given that we saw him last season, and then obviously it was made permanent this summer. Whether it's the flop of the season, but yeah, he's awful compared to the expectation that came in.
Josh, any thoughts?
I'm kind of on the same thoughts as Lewis of because he looked so good last year. Um, and then it's as if he kind of struggled with physicality of the league at times. Of
Hmm.
so like as we know, there's some very physical strikers in Premier League, and we'll back up into him. It's like he panics of like as if he doesn't know how to get round and get the first challenging.
Mm.
Which for someone who, like as we said, last year probably made a decent bust for a France side. You can't be struggling at like little stuff like that and be playing top level football.
I think he also just looks so shaky on the ball whenever I watch him. He's just not been very good. So I see the shout. So that's the second nominee, Jean-Claire Todibo. Over to you, Lewis.
Yeah, I do want to highlight, in case you don't say it, Ben, that there is a number of Liverpool players here with big price tags that I'm not going to mention, but they need to at least be
Yeah.
highlighted. I've gone for Harvey Elliott because it came, when he joined obviously Aston Villa temporarily on loan. I think if he plays 10 games, it will be made permanent to 35 million. There's already talks in the January window that they're going to recall him Liverpool and that they're not happy with the fact that he's had a lack of game time and he's just nothing's really gone right for him at Aston Villa. When you look at the trajectory of Aston Villa and how well they're doing this season, it almost looks even worse for him in the fact that he's not been given really an opportunity under Emery. He struggled for fitness, and the last time he actually got a game was I think it was all the way back in like early September. He's only made one start this season with 4 appearances in the Premier League, and for someone who, for me, I thought he's going to leave Liverpool, have that starting position, start to shine, start to maybe just make more of a name for himself away from being on the bench or the shadows at Liverpool. It's just not happened for him. So for me, I was quite surprised, which is why I think it's a big flop this season.
Mm, mm. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I think there may have been. There's probably more excitement about that than Garnacho to Chelsea or Todibo to West Ham. Um, Maybe that's again just because I dislike Garnacho. John, got any thoughts on that? Not on that I dislike Garnacho on Lewis's show.
Now, to be fair, Harvey Elliott was one of like my backup ones because I think going to a club like Villa from obviously when he was Premier League champions with Liverpool, clearly there was going to be some sort of hype about him joining Villa, getting plenty of game time, looking like he was going to be this real promising midfielder that he has been at Liverpool. But yeah, the fact how he's barely played, I think really it does show he's been a flop. I don't know exactly. It's definitely like in terms of expectations, if we're looking at it, it's definitely a lot more of a flop compared to Todibo and Garnacho, would say. But I guess with Liverpool, I mean, was he always like a starting centre mid for Liverpool, or was he more just kind of like occasionally started, occasionally was on the
Really,
bench?
the rotation piece.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing I'd maybe say is like what's kind of not made me not made him be my pick, but yeah, I do agree with him being one of probably biggest flops. Besides, obviously, the other Liverpool players in that squad.
I mean, yeah, Elliot's young and he's got time. I guess so is Garnacho. So they could both kind of prove us wrong, really. I see the logic. So that's the third nominee. Now, I've interpreted the question slightly differently. I've gone calendar year and I've gone for a team. Because my flop of the 2025 calendar year is Manchester City. And it may be harsh,
Sorry?
but hear me out. The logic's quite simple. They've got the most lethal striker in the world. They've got probably the best manager of all time. They've spent roughly 300 million in a net spend this year. They're top of the table annually, and they've got absolutely shag all to show for it trophy was. So that's quite a disappointment, really. Obviously, they'll probably win at least one in 2026. They look very good at the minute, but I don't think that should let us distract. That shouldn't distract us from a disappointing 2025 that it has been for the citizens. So that's my nominee for flop of the year.
I'd argue my argument with that would be last season. I'm pretty sure they closed the gap and ended up being quite close at the end to Arsenal when they finished third. So they did pull it back after a kind of rough period last season. And then this season, we've seen the form they're in currently. And I'd say many people have underestimated them in the sense that they they are technically in a title race still this season and it shouldn't be like overlooked. So I understand the expectations that they've set in terms of, the treble and the fact that they have won so many Premier Leagues under Pep Guardiola. Yeah, they've got the bar very high. Maybe they did fall off maybe in this calendar year, but I'd still say to say a flop of the season as a club is a bit harsh.
I don't think it is.
What
I
about Wolves?
Well, they were always shit. Like with the tools that you've got in place to go trophyless for a year, obviously it's a very high bar, but I think that is a disappointment from them, especially to finish third and to look how bad they were for a while in that season. Obviously they clawed it back to third, but that's not good enough for them with everything they've got.
I think there would be that it's kind of like it's one of them seasons where they were rebuilding, so that's why I understand it a bit more. They brought in a lot of new faces last summer into last season, and then they've also done the same this summer, where there's that bedding time and they're getting used to this new squad. And I think we're starting to see the kind of it come to fruition now in maybe this season that's going to go ahead.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe. Well, we need to decide. So the nominees for the Flop of the Year award are Alejandro Garnacho, Jean-Claire Todibo, Harvey Elliott, and Manchester City. Do we want to go to a vote for it?
Harvey Elliott.
Well, you can't vote for yourself. Can we? Can
Yeah,
we
but
agree on
that's
the rule?
subjective.
Can't
All
vote.
right, then I'll go Todd Ebo.
I was going to lean towards Todibo as well.
I was going to go Harvey Elliott, to be fair.
Well, this is annoying because I was going to go towards Harvey Elliott, so on a tie.
Well, by that logic, it's Manchester City. It's the Flop of the Year. It's
If only Jegga turned up for once. You know what
We
I
do
mean?
have to mention like Alexander Isak. Come on, like, at least as a name mentioned.
Yeah, yeah. That has been poor. Okay. Well, I'll cast the deciding vote towards Todibo because I can. Todibo is the Flop of the Year. There you go.
Especially if
But
Jegga didn't turn up again.
Harvey Elliott, very close second. Um, that's the Flop of the Year decided. We'll see you in a second for the Agenda Award. Okay, it's time for the Agenda Award, which is, as I said at the start, the player who people defend no matter what. And I'm taking the reins of this one. I'm going first because the name I've got is Christian Romero. Now, I acknowledge this might just be me having an agenda against him more than anything, but I'm nothing if not consistent. I don't really rate him as highly as everyone else because people seem to think he's the dog's bollocks, and I just don't agree. He's good. He has games where he looks top level. He's obviously class on the ball. He's a solid defender, and he has a clutch moment in his locker, like against Newcastle. But he's very prone to a head loss, like against Liverpool. It's basically more than pretty much anyone. I don't think he's a good leader, and for some reason, I saw Seb on Spurs on TikTok claiming he walks into any side in the world. Utter waffle. Doesn't even get into all the Premier League teams. Grow
Not
up,
a
Seb.
chance. No chance.
Christian Romero is my recipient of the Agenda Award. That's what I'm going.
Dylan just turned off the podcast.
Yeah, probably. No,
No, I was going to let someone else can comment because obviously I've spoken it.
Dylan knew it was coming. Go on, Charlie. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I think I'd agree with that. I definitely think, in terms of a Spurs fan point of view, I've definitely seen that they highly rate him. Even like last season, I know he was injured for quite a bit, but they're still trying to they're trying to make him seen as one of the best Premier League centre halves. But I think clearly how Spurs have performed recently does show that he shouldn't be nowhere near even definitely not top five. Top 10 is a bit of an argument to make whether he could actually make it on there. But yeah, I think I would definitely would agree with that. I'm interested to hear everyone else's, but I think that's definitely a good shout to start off with.
I probably would have Romero top 10, to be fair to him. But I think people talk about him like he's top three, and he's just not.
Spurs fans are delusional, though.
That's
Yeah.
true. That is true. That is very true. Um, Charlie, mate, you can go next.
Okay, right.
Oh,
I,
here we go.
I don't. God, I've gone with the other North London club with another centre half, which I think Arsenal heavily defend, and this is William Saliba. And very kind of similar case of Christian Romero. They heavily believe he is not one of, but the best defender in the Prem. And some say he's literally one of, or if not the best centre back in Europe. What I've seen from like a few games where he say he makes a mistake, or say maybe he's possibly at fault for one of the goals that Arsenal concede, he never really seems to get much blame from Arsenal fans, which I've seen on social media, and they just heavily defend him no matter what, even if he does make a mistake. And they just say, he's just having a bad game. Everyone deserves one bad game. Where if they go out to, like, for instance, I don't know, like Calafiori makes a terrible mistake, they'll probably just start going after him, even though he's not even done that bad, to be fair, this season for Arsenal. But yeah, I think because Saliba's been at the club for a while and he's basically currently just like a cult hero at the moment because he's actually been there when Arsenal have been in the title fights. But yeah, I just think Arsenal are heavily defensive around him.
Mm. He doesn't get a lot of stick, so I do see your point.
Yeah,
I do see your point. He's definitely not the
I
best.
think the thing is, I suppose, is that unlike Ben shout, Saliba probably is up there in at least the top. He's up there in the shout for one of the best in the Prem. I'd
yeah,
say along with Van Dijk. So it's a little bit more kind of understandable that that would be something that is said compared to Romero in that regard.
But if we look at the kind of the stipulation of the award, which is the player that people defend no matter what, I think Saliba probably fits that arguably better than Romero does. To be honest, I think I just wanted to rant about Romero because I don't think he's very good. I think Saliba people do defend like Charlie says he makes a mistake and people just sweep it under the rug like he's some kind of 9-year-old they're trying to protect. Um,
Why are you
interesting.
protecting 9-year-olds, Ben?
I'm not. Arsenal fans are.
Why are you hanging around 9-year-olds?
Arsenal fans are protecting 9-year-olds, mate. Don't look at me. Lewis, go on, pal.
I'm actually really worried to say mine because I know that he's like the
Is it a
adopted son
9-year-old?
of the nation. He's adopted son of the nation. I know he is, and everyone loves him. But Bukayo Saka, because right, hear me out. I
But
love
we'll
Bukayo
be
Saka.
one for him.
I love Bukayo Saka, and I think he's one of the best in the Prem. But I just feel like people rave about him and give him so much credit all of the time that sometimes it becomes a little bit where it's like when he's not having a great game or when he doesn't do much in a game or he's a little bit where he goes missing, he doesn't get the same stick that a similar player or a similar, for example, if you compare like him and Salah, like or just in general most players in the Prem. I feel like he escapes a lot of the criticism if he does have an off game. As good as he normally is, I think in general, it's like the stat where I can't remember what the number is now, but he'd only scored so many that weren't set piece goals and his numbers were quite low. It's like I feel like people see like the idea of him of like, oh my God, he's amazing. But like, yeah, but sometimes you don't just hold him accountable for when he has a bad game, is my main point.
Hmm. I think, yeah,
Especially Arsenal fans, obviously, with the agenda.
I think across the year he probably has been a little bit disappointing. The only thing is, there's the whole thing of when he has a bad game, he does the Bukayo limp, and he gets absolutely harassed for that online. So I
We've
don't,
all done it. We've all done it.
I've never had a bad game, mate. So I was
Aye.
um, yeah, I can see it. I think I prefer Saliba just about for this award. For this
Weren't
particular
it
award.
like he went a full year without getting an assist or something stupid like that?
It was like an
That's what
open
I
play
mean.
goal. That's what Lewis was telling me about a few weeks ago.
I thought I read something saying it was like his last assists were in November last year,
I'm not sure, to be honest.
and then he got it like exactly a year later this time round or something. Or it
I mean,
might be like a away assist or something along them lines. I can't remember exactly what it were.
he
But
was
for a
in
team
this
like
role.
Arsenal to score that many goals, your right winger has to be adding to that quite a bit more than like he's doing compared to others, for example.
Yeah, I see the point. So we've got Christian Romero, William Saliba, Bukayo Saka. Josh, are you going out of North London or are we
Yeah,
staying?
yeah. I'm moving up north, mate.
I
Um,
love it.
so
Debate.
yeah, it's Radcliffe players, mate. All right. But no, it's more for this season. Of obviously we've had the whole Salah situation, and obviously it leads in quite well from what Lewis said. Um, Obviously, Slot dropped him for like the, what last 5 games or whatever it were, and you could see right that it's he'd been struggling a lot this season, not grabbing as many goal contributions as he probably should. And when Slot finally dropped him, everyone went for Slot and said, "Why have you dropped our best player? This, that, and the other." When actually, if Mo Salah hasn't got the goals he got in the past for Liverpool, he gets dropped game week 5, not game week 15. It's one that Slot's done the thing of I'll stick with Salah, and then it's got to a point of I've got to change this because he's letting us down in a way. And and I respected Carragher when he came out and said the whole thing about Salah before he shit the bed and went back on his point. But yeah, I feel like if it's any other player that isn't, but like hasn't done what Mo Salah's done in the Premier League, they are dropped 10 games ago. And the minute it happened, mostly Liverpool fans really, but we were going, "Oh my god, I can't believe you dropped our best player, this, that, and the other." When actually he'd not really contributed that much. Where to give another player a chance, and look, since we dropped him, it's to kind of turn the season around in a way.
See, I've seen a lot of people before he got dropped saying he should have been dropped.
That's what I mean.
That'd be my
But
only thing.
people are saying he should have been dropped, but the fact that when he was dropped, they all went for Slot, saying, "Oh, he's done the wrong thing."
But
Mm.
my only thing would be like that. I suppose this season with that situation, I agree with what you're saying. But wider, especially like the season before and in general, I do feel like I hear a lot of noise about like criticizing Salah, and always Salah's kind of the one that is held accountable at Liverpool. I remember one of our flatmates at uni used to always say how like he's really unattractive on the ball and that he didn't rate him that well. Like I feel like he does always get noise about his game, but that's because his ceiling so high with how like important he is for Liverpool and how much he's done. If you're like the big superstar, you're always going to get more criticism. But I do think with that situation this season, that's probably a valid point.
I'm sorry, who said he weren't attractive on the ball? Because I don't care how attractive my players look on a football. If they can do something half all right, I don't care.
Oh yeah, that's absolute nonsense. Whoever said that. Like,
I'm not going to name names.
yeah.
Bob.
If you're listening, you're a fucking idiot. That's as far as I'll go with it. Okay, nominees are in for the Agenda Awards. So we obviously have Mo
Oh.
Salah, we have Bukayo Saka, we have Christian Romero. Forgot what I said there, and we have William Saliba. Who do you want to vote for, Lewis?
Uh, you know what? I'll give it Charlie. I'll go Saliba.
Big Willie. Josh?
I did love the Saliba shout from Charlie, to be fair.
Yeah, so did I. It's a clean sweep.
Close.
Charlie, two for two.
Charlie.
Charlie. Just keep picking French centre backs. You'll be all right.
Yeah, sorted.
Just keep picking French centre backs. Right.
Stupid we get dick at eating frogs.
We do not share the views of Josh Lucas. It will be we'll be back in a second to see if Charlie can do a clean sweep for the third award, which is going to be the best signing. Hello again, and it's time for the best signing now. Pretty self-explanatory award, so we're just going to go straight into it. Josh Lucas, start with you, mate.
I've gone for Brian and Wemo. I think it's pretty yeah. You're all looking at me weirdly.
No,
But
so I'm relieved you haven't gone for what I have, sir. You can happily carry on, Josh.
it's one of them. United needed fixing like a lot, which we all saw, and the fact that, let's be honest, the pressure at Brentford compared to the pressure at Man United is very different. And to go for the price tag that he did, we were like, what, 60 plus? So I might have got that completely wrong. But whenever I watch him, he's always involved with something. He can happily take on his man. And as we've seen Bruno do for so long, of kind of grab the game by its own, I've seen Aguero do that loads this season, Man United. So for me, I feel like because of his how well he links up with, for example, Sesko, Bruno, Ahmad, I feel like he's brought a whole new dynamic to United and kept them ticking throughout the season.
It's been quite a turnaround from Mbomo on the Hoof podcast because just a few weeks ago Charlie was calling him the flop of the season. So
Yeah,
I,
he definitely he didn't have a great start to the season, I have to admit, but he's kind of slowly turned it around. So I will kind of support that point. I don't know if I'd say best signing, but I don't. That's just my opinion of who I've got on my list.
yeah,
I had 11 names ahead of him. I did 11 of my best signers. He wasn't on any of them.
fucking try hard. Yeah, he has been very good of late. I'll give him that. I
I
just
feel
think
like
go on.
for me, it's considering the situation, but was at Man United.
Yeah,
I
well,
think,
I also take like price into account. He weren't cheap. That's the thing. Like
yeah,
the names I've got on my list were all kind of pretty good value signings as well. I'd say, which I don't think Burma was good value. I think he's a good player. I think he's been pretty good for him, especially of late. He had a slow start and he's picked up, but I don't think the value was there. But it's not a bad shout, Charlie.
Ben, you're not going to like this, but I truly do not care. I'm 100% sticking with this. Granit Xhaka I've gone for.
Disqualified.
yeah. Well, I'm not finishing last.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, right, you can say all you want, but as soon as he got signed with Sunderland, who just got promoted to the Prem, they were probably heavily expected to get relegated. And since he's coming to the squad, I think his leadership and experience with both what he's had with Arsenal in the Prem and how he did with Leverkusen in his previous seasons is what has helped Sunderland so well this season. And I think it's a main reason I feel why they're currently sixth in the Prem. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, great. Anyone feel the need to discuss that, or should we?
No.
I think obviously what he's done in the fact that he actually ended up coming to Sunderland's monumental in that sense. I do actually think there's a better Sunderland player if you were going to pick one, but I knew the rules that Ben would disqualify me, so therefore I'm not going to
Yeah,
say Robin. I was going to say Robin Roofs would have been a good one because he's been really under the radar in goal. But either way, you can't say Sunderland player, Charlie. You know the rules.
I know. I've ruined the clean sweep.
Yep, yeah, you have. Well, Lewis, we'll go to you for the second nomination for the
Yeah.
best signing award.
All right. So I thought of a couple, but the one that I wanted to kind of say because I felt he was so like hard done by at Chelsea last season, and then what he's doing this season at Everton is Keenan Dewsbury Hall. So he came in for £24 million plus add-ons, and he's already got 4 goals this season. I think he's been a breath of fresh air under David Moyes. He got injured, funnily enough, against Chelsea 2 games ago. But other than that, he's got 15 starts compared to last season. He only played 13 games all season in the Premier League and had just 1 start. Yes, he went on the Conference League run, but we really kind of to say that he's bounced back from such a poor season last year at Chelsea, where obviously he was brought in because Maresca was familiar with him, and then he never really utilised him. And I felt that similar to Danny Drinkwater back in the day, I thought his career is going to go south, and instead he's managed to escape the situation at Chelsea very quickly. And I think he's been a really good signing for Everton. I think Jack Grealish has got a lot of the highlights, but overall, he's created the most big chances out of all the Everton players in that squad. And I just think, for me, although he's sidelined until New Year, he's been a great player for them. Great signing.
Yeah, that was my number one pick. I had Juice Riol as my number one pick. I think he encapsulates everything that I think makes someone the best signing. He's been good for them, and he's been quite cheap. He was 25 mil. So, yeah, if I'm honest,
He'd always seemed like an Everton player, if you get what I mean.
I get you, yeah.
I don't know if that's because obviously he's been at Leicester, but I feel like when he came in, he suited, for example, David Moyes' play style straight away. It was clearly a player who he'd been looking at, not just, oh, well, we know he's going out, he needs long game time or whatever, so we'll get him in. We've clearly looked at him for a long time and gone, yeah, that's the type of player we need in.
To be fair, I was expecting Charlie, seeing as I was saying that I could guess Charlie's. I thought Charlie just go for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, a big free transfer for the Leeds, but then I realised he hates Leeds. So yeah, I was expecting you to go Ryan Shirky, Ben. So that's why I went for Keenan Dewsbury Hall, but I've gotten the wrong guess.
I've not gone Ryan Shirky. I haven't. I had Juice Riol at the top of my list. My second
Not
pick
Luke Ayling.
was a no, no. Although he has actually been pretty good this season. My second pick was Malik Chow at Newcastle.
Yeah.
Uh, he's been good. I put him on my list, and then Joe was going to be here, so I just assumed Joe would pick him. So I made a third pick as well. I knew Juice Riol would be picked by someone. Yeah, Malik Chow's been good. I don't think there was a lot of fanfare when he came in, and he's just been ever present. Sorry, since he kind of got his first start, he's been really good. And he scored twice against Everton as well. So fair play to him. I think Dewsbury Hall's going to get my vote regardless because that's who I would have picked.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
but
think Malik Chow definitely deserves a shout. Um, as does Senna Lamans. He's been pretty good. He was my third pick. I don't think he's
I
been
think
amazing, but he's been all right.
Ekitike as well. I think with just
Yeah.
how many goals he's got, and obviously the other players had bigger names and bigger price tags, so he's done quite well.
Well, that was my last name. It was like as a shout, he deserves something because he has been quality and makes it look like they shouldn't have signed Isak because he's just different mustard.
I
Um,
feel like is it Chow? Is that what it's called?
yeah,
I feel like at the time, I'm not saying everyone thought this, but a few kind of said, "Oh, it's a bit of a panic buy because we didn't get the number one target," and it was kind of like, "Well, people kind of thought, oh, is it AC Milan? That's why Newcastle got him in." And actually, it's kind of turned around and gone like been one of the best players this year.
yeah. I mean, I kind of thought it's going to be Botman, Shah, and then Malik Chow rotating in, and he's made himself the first choice there. Obviously, there's a lot of injuries at Newcastle.
But I think either way, he'd still
Either
be.
way, he's probably the first choice. So
Yeah.
fair play to him. Okay, so the nominees are in for best signing. We have Malik Chow, we have Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, we have someone Charlie said I can't remember. Doesn't really matter. He's not going to get a vote anyway. And Josh, what was yours again? I forgot, mate.
Ryan Weber.
Brian and Burmo. That was it. Okay, I'm straight away sticking a vote in for Dewsbury Hall, just as a heads up.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
Obviously,
think it's got to be
I
Dewsbury
can't
Hall.
vote. Yeah, I can't vote for my own, so I would give Charlie one vote, even though it doesn't matter anyway.
Oh, cheers, mate.
There you go. There you
I
go.
just didn't think Mbeumo was that good at signing, in my opinion.
I think the thing is the money. That's what it is. If he was like a 40 mil, he'd be higher up my list. But he was never going to be that because why would they sell him for that? Okay, that's the best signing decided. Lewis has got a point on the board. It's Kieran Dewsbury Hall. We're flying through this. We are flying through this. We'll see you in a second for the Chaos Award. It's time for the fourth of five annual 2025 Hoof Awards, and this one is the Chaos Award, which is the player who causes panic the most when touching the ball. Lewis, I'm going to start with you this time. Actually, I'm going to throw
Yeah.
a ball.
So I feel like you can interpret this question in two ways, to be fair, because you could be like fear in a sense of they're very good or fear in a sense they're very bad. I took it in a bad way. I've gone for Yerson Mosquera of Wolves because I've never seen a player or a defender in the Premier League who is that incapable of looking like at least comfortable on the ball. And every time I remember the Man United game, the Chelsea game, the Man United one specifically, if you remember the goal me and you watched, Ben, where it was a calamity of errors. He was at the heart of it. I don't know how this man, I don't know what his rating is, but he probably averages a 3 on FootMob or whatever across the season because he's been absolutely awful. And I just think if you're a Wolves fan, every time he gets the ball and he's at the back, you're going to be fearful that he's going to lose it, do something stupid. And simply, I don't think he's a Premier League player. He's not even a Championship player, but he should be playing for Mansfield Town.
I think you've got a bit overboard there, but
But actually, that's a disgrace on Mansfield Town, up the stacks.
get him at Radcliffe. Get him at Radcliffe.
Yeah.
no.
I take your point. I think you've gone a little bit, you know.
No. Papis Dembele for Wythenshawe Town would do a better job scoring against him.
Okay.
Made.
That's you're very intense here, Lewis. This is woo. Calm down. It's like Yosin's in the room with you. Yeah, I'm just trying to.
Well, I'm actually feeling Wolves fans' pain.
I'm not. I think it's got nothing
It's a
against
great
Wolves.
watch.
It is a lovely watch. It must be fun for you as well, Josh, because at least
Yeah.
you're not going to be the shittest team in the league.
At least we're shit. But them was them.
You're so far better. So it's even Armando Broja can score goals for you. Look.
Oh.
Shocked us all. I'm going to go next actually because I've taken a very similar approach to Lewis. In that I interpreted this as someone who I think if they get the ball, if I was a fan, I'd go, "Oh fuck, he's got the ball." And actually, I've gone for someone who's already received an award today. I've gone for Jean-Claire Todibo. He could be for a second award here. I think West Ham. It's not what I think about it. West Ham factually have been so poor this season, and Tadebo's absolutely part of it. And I just think he looks very shaky on the ball. And if I was a West Ham, I'd be absolutely terrified if I saw him getting closed down. So my shout for the Chaos Award is Jean-Claire Todibo. Two very similar shouts here of Mosquera and Todibo. I don't know if either of you two have got any thoughts on that, Josh or Charlie.
I agree with
yeah.
Rob. I think I panic every time we both touched it.
Yeah, like I said before about biggest flop. I mean, yeah, when he's on the ball, he looks very shaky. And he's kind of like you're a bit worried that he's just not going to make a pass at all. But yeah,
Yeah, what were you saying, Josh?
But basically, how if they were playing for Burnley, I'd shit myself of because someone please collect that ball off them. There's a
Just,
lost child on the pitch.
just play a simple pass.
Yeah. Can someone please come collect the child? We've made it onto the pitch.
Yeah, yeah. Neither of them have been great. Josh, I want to go to you next.
I've gone the opposite way.
Okay.
I've done
I like
chaos. It's a good thing. My player's Declan Rice.
Okay.
Because every time he gets the ball, something comes of it. I remember him, like every game I've watched him this year, he's never got out of second gear really. Like he's that good, he doesn't need to. But he'll drive forward with ball or he'll sit on the edge of his own box and play a 60-yard pass up to wingers, and something will come of it every time. And it's one of them, it's like the driving runs that he does. It's like midfield will try and shove him off ball, but he won't get near it. Defenders will try, and then it's one of them. It just makes something happen for Arsenal every time. And I'm not being funny. If I'm playing, because I've got the quality to play against Declan Rice. If he's running at me, I'm shitting myself. Like, that's the last thing I want.
I don't think you'd have the quality
The only
to score
yeah.
against Declan Rice.
But yeah,
The only thing I'd say is that like the way I can describe it is Declan Rice to me is a Bentley. He's a luxurious supercar, but he doesn't strike fear. Whereas if I had a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, more of like an Erling Haaland, then that would strike fear if he was. Declan Rice is someone who's I don't know. He's not striking fear for me. That's the
I,
only thing.
I'd be scared if a Bentley were coming towards me.
yeah, and God moving
Yeah,
all.
but in the sense of like the thrill and the excitement in like if you would drive like I'm saying like I don't know, just there's not a fear factor for me of like oh my god Declan Rice like he's more of a composed. I'm thinking more like the word composed comes to mind rather than fear and
Mhm.
excitement.
I mean, more no, yeah, I agree with the composed thing, but because he's so composed with everything, if you're facing him as a defender and you know something's going to happen every time from it, surely that makes you panic a little bit. Like, for
Yeah,
example, a
yeah, I see your
fullback
point.
of like, every time he's getting that ball over to his wingers
Well, that's the
to
thing.
create.
He's got so many kind of things he can do. He can like you say
Yeah.
straight that 60-yard pass, or he can just drive at you. I mean, that's why he's probably the best centre mid in the league, isn't it?
Yep, 100%.
Moises Caicedo.
Very
Scored
good.
one right goal against Liverpool.
Very, very, very good is Moises Caicedo, but I do prefer Declan Rice.
Rodri.
But we're not getting into that debate. That's a different debate.
No, that's
So,
for an international break. That's not for today.
oh, that's absolutely international break content.
Scraping ball,
100%.
Bible.
That and my World Cup supercomputer TikTok. They'll be do some marble racing. That's what we need. Charlie, let's hear yours, pal.
This one's probably not going to win it, but I've kind of gone on the fence with both good and bad. But this is mainly due to
You boring bastard.
the one of the Derby games. I put Nick Voltemade, uh, just based off the fact that he's quite a tall bloke when he's on the ball. Kind of seems to shrug off his players, can score. But then we look at the Sunderland game. He scored a bloody own goal, didn't he? He headed it into his own net. And I think there's a few times when he has been on the ball at Newcastle, I've seen, and he's tried to dribble past her, apparently just completely failed. And I think Newcastle kind of hate it when he is like on the ball, trying to get past an opponent rather than maybe just playing it or maybe taking on a shot. I think that's where Newcastle fans will panic. But I think when he's in a good area when he's on the ball, in, well, basically shooting range, that's when I feel that opponents are panicking. But yeah, I I feel like compared to the likes of what I've heard from, well, Ben and Lewis, I feel like Baltimore does not stand a chance.
No need for that dig at Josh there. I, I quite like the shout, if I'm honest. I quite like that you've kind of gone for a middle ground of like he causes panic on one side of there and he causes panic on one side there. So
Yeah, I've tried to get it on, both sides.
that
That's
does
what,
lead into the chaos element a bit more. Go on, Josh.
although his first point was he's tall. So that
Yeah.
means Charlie thinks Peter Crouch is Ballon d'Or worthy.
Chaos. Absolute chaos.
He's tall. I mean, he stopped for a minute and then didn't say anything. I thought that was his only point.
I would
Great
have given him a
reason.
point.
He's tall. Right.
I would have voted for that.
Of
Yeah.
course, anyone's taller than you.
Wow. Wow.
Am I wrong?
I'm a short king, thank you. I love being a short
Andy
king.
Cazorla, maybe?
Huh?
Andy Cazorla or Nathan Dyer, I think they're the shortest players in the Premier League. Maybe they do a smaller than that then.
Thomas Rositzky. You know,
There you go.
he's small. Okay, so the nominees are in for the Chaos Award. We have Yerson Mosquera, we have Nick Voltemade, we have Jean-Claire Todibo, and we have Declan Rice. Josh, I'm going to go to you for vote first. Who are you thinking?
I quite like the Mosquera shout, to be honest,
Okay.
because I don't want my centre back like that.
Charlie?
I've gone just because I've literally focused on him as biggest flop and looking at some of his games. I'm going to go with Todibo.
Lewis?
Honourable mention, by the way, Dharma Traore, but I've not seen him much this season because obviously we all know what he's like.
He's always
But
good.
I'll be looking in names
yeah,
now. Sporting
no,
time.
I'm just saying. No, but he deserves an honourable mention because he does scare the shit out of everyone that he ever comes across, as Rob Holding famously said. I'm gonna go for. You know what? I quite like the Nick Voldemort when I think that I'm the same age as him and he absolutely towers over me. So you know what? Fair play.
For them,
Yeah,
goes
I was also thinking Voltemade, just because it's played both sides, which I think means that Charlie's won again. Um,
Sick.
so there you go. Nick Voltemade is the.
Expected to win that award, but
I think it's
yeah,
because you played both sides there. I like it. So Nick Voltemade is the 2025 recipient of the Who Fit Chaos Award.
Our own co-host has just turned off a podcast. Joe has turned off a podcast.
Hey, Nick's won an award. Big Nick's won an award. He'll be thrilled.
Yeah, for wrong reasons.
Yeah, he would have preferred best signing, I'm sure. Okay, we'll be back shortly to find out who wins the award for the best shithousery. It's time now for the fifth and final of the 2025 Who Fit Awards. And it's the Shithousery Award. It's the one we've all been waiting for. It's the most memorable / biggest moment of shithousery of 2025. It's pretty self-explanatory. Lewis, let's start with you, pal.
So this one I've gone outside of the Premier League for, and I've decided to go for Bayern Munich against PSG. And there's a reason I've chose this one. Luis Diaz, we've all seen a red card this season. We've all seen a bad challenge. And this one is quite an horrendous challenge on Achraf Hakimi. However, what makes it even funnier for me is I think Hakimi went to an award ceremony afterwards. And he was basically on some kind of cycling scooter thing. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen, where he had to be like, one leg was upholded on this like cushioned bicycle. And for that reason, I've decided to go for that because it was probably the most weirdest way I've seen someone go to an award ceremony. And Luis Diaz caused it. So there you go.
Points for lasting cultural impact. Is that the thought here? That's the thought here. I respect that. Is a bad tackle shithousery, though?
Yeah.
No, but it's more just the aftermath of he had to go to an award ceremony because of it. It's not a great pick, I'll be honest.
I think
but
you
we're
just
If he
confident.
did it, if he
You
had done it
wanted
on
to make it
purpose because he knew he had to go to the war ceremony, that'd be shit, Alder.
Maybe you did.
Yeah, possibly.
Very true.
Maybe you
Very
did.
true.
I mean, so it's fair. I don't think it's shithousery. That's my thing there. But
No.
for
I
the
did have
pure-
another one, but it was a bit. I didn't want to be a bit harsh because it was the one with Stella with his lip, but that's a bit harsh.
yeah. Well, Jesus. Okay. Josh, we'll go with you next, mate. Go on.
Well,
pal.
I'm glad he came to me because I am a man who knows a thing or two about shit, Alder. So I'll set the scene because I've gone Premier League and it's one of them. It wasn't because of what had happened earlier on in the game. It kind of got overlooked. So it's Burnley Leeds, and unfortunately we found out Hannibal has spat at a Leeds fan, but I'm not surprised. But we're 2-0 up against a relegation rival, and we're under Kosh a little bit. So Parker turns to his bench and goes, "Who can I bring on to slow the game down?" Brings on Hannibal and Ashley Barnes. Within a minute, Hannibal has clattered a Leeds player. This Leeds player stood up and put his head forward. So when Hannibal's gone down, Barnes has gone running in, and all the Leeds players have gone running in. And this has taken a solid minute to split it all up anyway. And then by the time refs handed bookings out, and then come and complain, that's another minute. Hannibal's got his treatment, that's another minute. And then 2 minutes later, Barnes gets the ball and he throws himself on the floor in his own penalty area. And then someone figured it out, and I think when Hannibal and Barnes came on in the 80th minute, they had wasted 8 minutes of time just to hang on to a 2-0 lead.
Bloody.
Because the fact that when Hannibal clattered the player, he stood over him. and like laughed at him. And Parker had to pull him away. And I think it was Goodmanson. He played left back for Leeds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stood up and got on Hannibal's face, which causes more chaos. And the fact that Parker went, I need to slow the game down and turns to the two biggest shithouses in Premier League, and it's worked a fucking treat. For me, that's got to be up there.
That is some proper kind of old school classic shithousery. I mean, before we go any further, just on your point about him spitting at a Leeds fan, who wouldn't?
I
We've
think we
all
all applauded Hannibal that
we've
day.
all wanted to do that. Hannibal's gone up in my estimations. Let's put it that way.
But
Um,
I think now.
yeah, he's all right now actually. Yeah, that's some proper classic shithousery. That's strong. That's a strong contender.
A Sean Dyche Premier League shithousery,
I mean,
especially after Barnes still involved.
bringing on Ashley Barnes and Hannibal to see out a lead is probably a cheat code.
I think it
Win
is.
8 minutes in the last 10 is a joke.
I know. And only like 5 minutes got added on at the end.
That's insane. Ludicrous stuff. Great shithousery. It's a strong contender. It's a strong
Unbelievable.
contender. I'm going to go next, actually. We're going to leave Charlie's till last. Because I've gone slightly off the beaten track here. Not because of like the location being particularly rogue. I mean, it's in the Dutch league, so it's not kind of front and center, but it's a little bit
I'm going to say
off
Middlesbrough.
base. No, we don't shithouse. We just win games, man. But the reason it's off the beaten track is because I've given it to a ball boy. So back in May, right, Ajax were leading at Groningen, second last game of the season, and they needed a win to keep the lead of the title race going into the final day. At 2-1, they're 2-1 up. Their substitute goalkeeper was time wasting by not giving the ball back to the home team's ball boy. So Groningen then equalise in the 99th minute, a goal which ultimately costs Ajax the title. And the ball boy immediately took a ball over to that goalkeeper and tried to hand it to him. And I think that's 1-0 ball boy, absolute great shithousery. Just
Unbelievable.
fantastic work. So my recipient is that random ball boy.
The only thing that would make it better was if it was a Hazard and that Swansea.
If he kicked it,
Yeah, if that goalkeeper lost his head, then it'd be even better.
you just want to
Have you
win
ever
some
seen-
battles against teenagers.
No, I meant
Have you
more
ever seen? Oh, go on.
teenagers wound a grown adult up.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Ronaldo one where like I think it's Atletico Madrid and there's just a ball boy who's an Atletico ball boy and he literally just like looks at Ronaldo and then just drops the ball and like gives him a death stare. Ronaldo literally pushes him. And then there's the Calafiori one as well when he's at Roma and you think the ball boy like lobs it in his face or something.
Yeah, yeah. From like behind the advertising board.
Yeah.
Kind of hid behind it afterwards.
Full respect to the ball boys. Full respect. Okay, Charlie, round us out, mate.
No
Round us out.
pressure.
So very similar. I've also gone outside the Premier League, and the recipient is Canadian goalkeeper Kieran Basket, who was playing in the Norwegian game between Brattvag and Moss FK. It was like, you know how La Liga, the way they do relegation, it's like 18th place plays like someone from like the second division to decide who gets in the first division. So it's similar to that. So the game had two legs. It was taken to penalties after 3-3 on aggregate. Moss FK were winning 4-2 on penalties, and they're going to, they were winning 3-2 on penalties. They were going to take the final penalty. The player goes up to the pen spot, puts the ball down, and then he's walking away, preparing his run up. The goalkeeper for Brattvag, Kieran Basket, literally just hoofs the ball as far up the pitch as possible, gets booked by the referee. The opposition's goalkeeper has a go. And then I think I'm sure in the end the player scored anyway, but it was just the fact how the keeper just hoofed the ball up the pitch as the player was prepping to take that penalty.
I mean, bonus points for getting Hoof it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good lad.
Points. I think the only way that could be improved is if the bloke then didn't score and they went on to
Yeah, because he scored, it felt a bit pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect it as an act of shithousery. It's strong, but it didn't have the desired outcome, and I think we have to dock a point for that. I don't know if Lewis or Josh, do you agree with me on that?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Oh, yeah.
If he scored, for me, it kind of brings it back.
Okay, well, those are our nominees for the Shithousery Award. We've got Hannibal and Ashley Barnes. We've got Basket, something Basket. What was his first name?
Yeah, Kieran Basket.
Aaron Basket. Lewis, I've forgotten who you said now because I was thinking about mine.
Luis Diaz, not a great one.
Luis Diaz, and we've got a random ball boy at Groningen.
I'm sure he's buzzing if he wins this when he's listening at
Oh,
home.
he'll be thrilled. I'm sure he listens.
Get in touch.
Yeah, get in touch, mate. We'll send you an award. I've got a Golden Glove award there if you want
Don't be sending children awards, Ben.
it. Stop it. Stop
You're
it.
going to get us cancelled.
Stop it. Right, you can vote first, Josh, for that.
To be fair, I will go with ball boy.
Oh, love it. Love it. Lewis, what about you?
I'm going to give it to Josh. I'm going to go
Okay.
for the Burnley Leeds.
Charlie, where are you going?
See, the ball boy is like it's just a really good one. However, I am a massive Leeds hater, so I am gonna have to go with Josh's.
I was thinking similar. I think that's a very classic example of shithousery.
I played to people here. I knew who my crowd are.
Something that Burnley do well. Proper shithousery.
Yep,
Um,
I don't do much well, but that.
yeah, that's true. But full respect to the Groningen ball boy.
Right,
We hope you well.
thanks.
We hope you well. Okay. That concludes, sorry, the Hoof It 2025 award. So we're back shortly for a quiz, but just as a quick roundup, the flop of the year is Jean-Claire Todibo. The Agenda Award winner is William Saliba. The best signing is Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. The Chaos Award has gone to Yerson Mosquera, and the Shithousery Award has gone to Hannibal and Ashley Barnes as a joint kind of nice thing. Now, unfortunately, none of them could be here today to accept their awards, but we'll make sure we.
I'm just getting a phone call. Oh, it's Ashley Barnes. Then he's buzzing.
He said, "Stop
Yeah, I
fucking
thought you had
ringing
him
me."
on LinkedIn, Josh, to be fair.
No, just a Burnley owner.
He said,
Oh.
And Admir Begovic.
"Big up Asmir Begovic." Okay, we'll be back shortly for a quiz. Welcome back to the Who Fit Christmas special, and it's time for the Who Fit Christmas quiz. There's a couple of festive themed questions here. I've tried to keep it relatively topical. We'll get into it. It's a 10 question as well, so double the length, double the fun. That's what they always say. Um, question one. The Premier League Boxing Day tradition is dead, for now at least, with only Man United hosting Newcastle this season. Long live Boxing Day football. But anyway, we must go on, and in that spirit, we're taking a look at a classic Boxing Day fixture from 2017, where Bournemouth rescued a late draw in a 6-goal thriller. Can you tell me the Bournemouth team that day? It was Boxing
Who are
Day
they against?
2017 against West Ham. The game was
We
3-3.
started talking about Boxing Day. I thought you were going to make me count how many goals in that 1963 one.
Oh, no, no, no.
One we show every year without fail.
No, 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 no. So that's your lineup. It's a 4-2-3-1, if it helps at all. I did nearly give you the West Ham team because there's some great names in there. We've got Adrian in goal, James Collins,
Zaza.
the Welsh centre back. What a team. No Zaza.
No.
Zaza. Zabaleta went in his West Ham days. He was there. And midfield too, by the way, of Cheku Kouyaté and Obiang. Wow.
Obiang was a baller.
Wow. Wow. Manuel Lanzini. Great player. Thought he was going to be the next big thing. You got Marko Arnautovic up there. Who else on that bench? Winston Reid on the bench for West Ham. He's a throwback.
I can't remember the ball was sent around.
That is the question, mate. Couple of great strikers on the bench for West Ham as well. Andy Carroll, Chicharito, and Diafra Sakho. Wow. What a team. What a team. How are we all getting on, boys?
Awful.
Too bad. I'm trying to think.
Well, I've got 10 so far. I'm trying to get one more.
Okay.
I'm getting mixed up with a different game, I think.
That's not good, is it, Charlie?
I can't remember this certain game. Other game thing was 3-3. Was it? Well, I don't think you can give it away, but I was going to say, is a late drama.
There was a 90th minute equaliser. Bournemouth got a 93rd minute equaliser. And West Ham actually scored twice after the 80th minute as well. So
Right, okay, that might have helped me.
Oh, I don't know if he's a centre back. Yeah, I'm done.
Lewis is done.
I'm not far off. I'm just
Josh? How's the progress?
I'm on 8.
Okay, that's not bad.
Too bad.
That's not bad at all.
I can't think of Bournemouth midfield. Oh, that might have been too early, but we'll go with him.
Would he have been in the team?
There's one bloke on the Bournemouth bench, by the way, which is a proper throwback name. It's great. He's on the bench, so you don't have to try and think about him. But
You've been at Middlesbrough.
no, he's an American bloke. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure he's American.
American.
I think he is.
Bournemouth.
Yeah, he's from the US. Yeah, proper throwback name. He's
American
29 now.
Bournemouth.
He's without a club.
2017. Oh, is it? Was he at Liverpool? Left back.
No, he's a
Oh, I
centre
thought it was
mid.
Brad Smith. I thought it was Brad Smith.
He's a centre mid. He played in the 22-23 season for Memphis 901, whoever they are. Yeah,
Not Andrew Sermon. He's South African. Never mind.
he played at Fulham back in the day. Um, he's been at Hibs on a loan deal, Atlanta on a loan deal.
Oh,
This is just an extra.
Della Torre. Della Torre.
No,
Della
not
Torre.
Charlie. Josh, are you ready?
Gotta
Yeah.
call it
Yeah,
there now.
I can only get to 10, so
Cool.
let's go with that.
I'll just let you know as the fun bonus question. The man on the throwback name is Emerson Hindman, if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
Emerson
Fulham.
Hindman. Yeah. Okay. Josh, we're going to start with you actually.
I'll go with Arthur Borwick,
Okay.
Smith, Cook, Nathan Ake, Charlie Daniels, Lewis Cook,
Mm-hmm.
Junior Stanislas, Ryan Fraser, Josh King, and Callum Wilson.
Okay. Let me note down your score.
0.
Go on, Charlie.
I've gone Asmir Begovic in goal, Nathan Ake, Steve Cook, Adam Smith, Dan Gosling, I don't know if this is right. Liz Musette, I don't know how you
Yeah.
pronounce
Good name.
it. Junior Stanislas. I've gone Ryan Fraser, then just Josh King, Jordan Ibe. I've already said Stanislas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, and yeah, that's it.
Charlie, what formation is this?
I don't know. Well, I
Oh,
know.
he's done it again. It's cheating.
Done it again.
No, because I know that I plays
Done
on
it
the wing.
again.
I put like King up front, but I couldn't remember if Stanislas could play on the wing and centre mid as well. So I got a bit confused with that because I'm pretty sure he played that game. If I'm thinking of the right one.
Well, I guess we'll find out after Lewis says his team.
So I've got Arthur Borrock. I've got Adam Smith at right back, Steve Cook and Simon Francis as the two centre backs, Nathan Ake left back. I can't remember what you. I think so. I've done Jefferson Lerma, Lewis Cook, and Philip Billing, and then I've got Maximilian Gradle. Is it Gradle, and then Josh King and Callum Wilson up front.
Oh, it's very close between all of you. It's very close. In that one is on 7, two are on 8. So the team is as follows, and I will say Artur Boruc is on the bench, as is Liz Mousset, actually. The team is Asmir Begovic in goal. So well done, Charlie. That's a point for you. The back four, Lewis, you got completely right, but in the wrong position. It's Francis at right back. The centre backs were Cook and Ake, and it was Adam Smith at left back. The midfield is Lewis Cook and Ryan Gosling. And then you've got a 3 behind the striker of Fraser, King, and Ibe, with Callum Wilson up top. So no Stanislas.
Nah, but
The scores as it stands: Lewis on 8, Charlie on 8, Josh on 7. As we go into question 2, which Premier League great has the most goals in the month of December? Shearer, Salah, Rooney, or Kane?
Okay,
yeah,
Come
Sam.
Go on, Lewis.
Kane.
Charlie,
I've also gone with Harry Kane.
Josh.
Yeah, I've also gone Harry Kane.
It's Shearer. It's Alan Shearer. Okay, so the scores stay the same. Question 3, and it's about AFCON, because AFCON is here and it's beautiful. I want you to tell me who scored the most goals across the history of the tournament. There's not a multiple choice, just who scored the most goals in AFCON history.
Can I just shout out my answer?
Oh, well, wait till everyone's got one.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I've got no one coming to my head. Yeah,
You can go first, though, Charlie.
I've gone with Samuel Eto'o.
Josh?
Go with Drogba.
Lewis?
yeah, I couldn't think of anyone, so I've gone Drogba.
It's Samuel Eto'o.
Okay, now.
Charlie
Oh,
takes the lead.
I'm a nerd and I watch AFCON. Grow
Charlie
up.
takes the lead. AFCON's great. Okay, next question. Question 4. There's only ever been two Premier League fixtures on Christmas Eve: Leeds versus Man United in 1995 and Wolves versus Chelsea in 2023. Now, Wolves won in 2023, but who won the 1995 fixture? So it's Leeds or Man United. You've got a 50-50 chance of getting this.
Yeah, sound.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, are you going to trick us and say it were a draw?
It wasn't a draw.
So,
Charlie, have you got an answer?
Well, yeah, regrettably, yeah.
Okay, go on, Josh.
I think it was Leeds.
Lewis,
I would have said United.
Charlie.
Yeah, I've gone with Leeds.
It was Leeds. It was Leeds. Charlie's on form, mate. As we go into question 5, Henrik Mkhitaryan scored his infamous scorpion kick on Boxing Day in 2016. But who did he score it against?
Yeah, sound. Got it.
Oh, no clue.
I've got an answer, but I don't think it's right.
You got
Yeah,
an
I can
answer?
chuck an after out.
You
Yeah,
go first, Lewis.
I'll chuck West Ham.
Charlie?
I went with Aston Villa.
Josh?
Sunderland.
Yeah, it was Sunderland.
Oh,
Oh, of course it would have been Sunderland. It's Ben.
So Lewis is
Sunderland.
now at the back. As we go into question 6, and in the spirit of Christmas, let's
Oh,
talk
me.
let's talk Roque Santa Cruz.
Yes, knew that was coming.
Can you tell me what season he began his Premier League career?
No.
You want like
Each
the
hour.
two, like where it's like something like, for example,
Yeah.
9 to 10, or do you want 1 year? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, season.
I'm gonna go with 8 to 9.
Charlie?
An 8 to 9.
7 to 8.
Josh?
I'm going to go 7 to 8.
It's 7 to 8. Lewis is on an absolute howling run of form here. He's throwing it away. Right. Question 7. We're sticking on the topic of festive footballer names because we're looking at former Swansea City right back, Angel Rangel, or Angel Ranger, if you want. I want to know how many Premier League goals he scored. Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? How many Premier League
Yeah, I'm done.
goals has Angel Rangel scored?
Yeah, go on.
Josh, you can go first, mate.
3.
Lewis?
2.
Charlie?
1.
It was 4. You're all wrong.
Oh,
It was 4.
Do I get a point for being close?
No, you fucking don't.
Yeah.
Okay. We go into question 8. So, as mentioned previously in question 1, Man United host Newcastle in this year's only Boxing Day fixture in what is their actual first meeting of the season. So, they could go for the double here. Which season did the Red Devils last do the double over the Magpies?
which season?
Which season? When did they last do the double?
Oh.
Is that just in the Premier? I
In the Prem, yeah.
was thinking like when they had the Carabao Cup run. Yeah, I've got an answer.
Everyone got an answer?
Mm-hmm.
Charlie, you can go first.
I've gone with 2012 to 2013.
Okay. Josh?
I've gone 22, 23.
Lewis?
I went 22, 23.
It's 2020, 2021.
Oh,
Well, point for me and Lewis.
I don't know why I went.
No, Charlie, you're fucking miles off, mate. Okay. Question 9, the penultimate question. Christmas Day fixtures in English football used to be commonplace. However, the tradition has not been observed in 60 years. What teams played that day? So it's the last ever Christmas Day fixture. Is it Blackburn and Bolton? Is it Bolton and Preston? Is it Blackpool and Blackburn? Or is it Preston and Blackpool? And the last ever Christmas Day fixture.
yeah, I've got an answer.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Josh, have a go, mate.
Preston, Bolton.
Charlie?
Blackpool, Preston.
Lewis?
I went with Preston Bolton.
It's Blackpool and Blackburn. So,
Yeah.
Oh,
as we go into the final question, the closest to Lewis, you need all 5. You need it dead on.
yeah, yeah.
And it's actually a callback to something Josh mentioned earlier because it relates to that infamous Boxing Day result of 1963. I'm sure we all know about them. They've been peppering timelines everywhere alongside the Rangers dog, that slow-mo celebration, the back alleys of Luton.
Yeah.
It's become legend. But can you tell me how many goals were scored that day across the 10 fixtures? It's the closest to, and it's 5 points for dead on. 10 games. How many goals? This is
Yeah, I've got an answer.
we've all seen the image.
There's one.
Yeah, I've got my answer.
Lewis, you need the points, so I'm going to go to you first.
I'm going to say 33.
Okay, Josh,
48.
Charlie,
38.
you're all nowhere near. It's 66.
Bloody hell.
For me. Get
Uh,
in.
so Josh gets the point, and would you believe it? It's a draw, and I didn't prep a tiebreaker for the Christmas quiz.
You useless bastard.
I figured 10
Yeah,
questions.
because Christmas time's about sharing. That's what we're
Yeah,
doing. So well done, you're
No.
sharing the win.
yeah. You know who isn't sharing the win?
Christmas
Lewis.
time.
Lewis is.
I'm an only child, so like I don't understand that.
If you can tell me you scored the first goal for West Ham, you can have all points in that 3-all game.
Um,
Uh,
It was a centre back. Here's your clue.
Matthew Upton.
Josh.
James Collins.
2017.
It was James Collins.
He's won it. He's done it.
Josh wins the Christmas quiz by virtue of the
Yay.
tiebreak. Well done, Josh. What a comeback for the ages. What a way to round out the year.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. That's us signing off for the Hoof It 2025 Christmas special, and possibly for the year of 2025. We will see you in the new year, hopefully with Jedka. And yeah, it's been a pleasure. All the best. Thank you for listening this year. And
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stick with us into the new year. There'll be plenty more content to come. Ta-ra!